to another episode at Live Narc Free. As you guys can see, I do have a guest. Her name is Melisa. She is an entrepreneur slash author. Hey, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have you here. Melisa has actually dealt with narcissism. So we're just going to kind of talk about that and kind of go a little bit more in depth on what she's had going on. So give us a little bit of background about yourself, Melisa.
Well, my name is Melesa Swearengen slash Clark as of right now. I'm a Memphis native, born and raised. I'm a licensed cosmetologist of 24 years, notary signing agent of 8 years. I own a boutique called Strands Boutique. It's mobile, and I'm a mother of one, Michael D'Angelo. He's 25, and I'm a daughter, even though both of my parents are deceased, and my
Oh,
grandmother as well, even though she raised me.
mm,
And I'm the oldest of two siblings. I have a sister by my mother, called Lisa, and a brother by my dad, David. And uh,
wow,
uh,
that's pretty cool. I mean, that is just I love it. It's a lot of great, that's a great background. And sorry to hear about, your grandmother and your parents, being deceased. But
thank you.
so I did want to say your hair is beautiful. Like you look
Thank
amazing.
you. Yours too.
Thank you. Um, and so I did want to say, how did we link up again? How did that go? Did you reach
Uh,
out to me? How did that go?
Well, I started off around my birthday time when everything started going on. I started watching my astrology sign, which is Taurus,
Right.
and then it was like talking about my story, like, and then I don't know how I ended up into tarot or whatever, and then I just started listening to that. And first, I started listening to narcissist videos. That's
Right.
how I very first started off finding about everything. And I can't remember, how did I end up linking up with you? Was it through the narcissist video or
Yeah. Yeah, I
okay?
think so.
Because I didn't even know that you pulled cards or whatever. You
I
did
know, right? That is something that I do like, as well. So it definitely it helps. And we
because
did do it. Mhm.
I really couldn't
Go ahead.
tell, I really didn't tell many people about it because I grew up, was told that I wasn't supposed to, watch tarot or listen to tarot or anything like that because it was evil and
Yeah.
all that, trying to figure out the future or whatever. But it was just telling my story, and I was just amazed, and I just kept digging, and I did reach out to you for a reading, which you gave me my answer that I needed. And so that's why I just stopped there, but I still was just listening to general readings or whatever.
Yes, yes,
And
definitely.
listening to that, that's when I, found out about my spirituality or whatever, because I've always went to church, born and raised or whatever. It won't get away from it, but I know I
Right.
always used to burn sage because of bad energies and stuff like that. And then I didn't realize, that it had something to do with spirituality or whatever,
Yeah.
warring away bad energies. And I didn't realize that people were really out here doing black magic and all those sorts of things. It's kind
Yes.
of twisted up in my story some kind of way. Just listen to the generals, not trying to
Right.
go in deep and get nothing personal, but I just didn't really
Right.
know that people were really out here doing it. And I didn't really know. I thought maybe they did it in Louisiana, just a myth like thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, now it's for real.
Man, and to be honest, I know like I've kind of had that struggle myself where, because this is like what I do for a living and people were like, "Oh, you do like evil stuff." And I'm like, "I don't do like black magic. I don't do spells. Like I literally just do it for like the clarity,
Hmm.
and help people, kind of get deeper or help them to get better information about what their situation, what they have going on. So just helping them in that instance. But yeah, that's a lot.
But
um
yeah, so you said I reached through the narc video.
Yeah, no. So, you had found me. you had dealt with a narcissist, right? And did you
Yes.
like find my
That's
video
how I
as
got on
well?
the videos.
Oh, okay. Got you. Got you. Okay, that's cool. And then I did want to have you let us know, like, what did you have to overcome? What was it that you had to overcome, and what are you currently overcoming in
Uh,
regards to narcissism?
well, everything is still a process because everything was new to me. I didn't realize what I had been dealing with, and some kind of way, I just knew that my marriage wasn't going the way that I wanted to go, and I wasn't feeling the way that I wanted to feel, and it was just seeming like a repeat. Every year it just was a repeat, and then I used to just pray about it. I pray for God to save my marriage, and then he'll do something, and I pray to get strength to walk away, and it was like a battle or whatever, and then some kind of way he just led me to those narcissist videos. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I can't tell nobody till today how did I exactly get on those videos. Because
Yeah.
I was just sitting in the bed and I had been praying, and then I just went to that video for some kind of reason. Because I really didn't even used to be on YouTube like that.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to listen to the videos, I'm like, this sounds like everything I done been through. And then I binge watched the videos for like a year straight.
Yeah.
So that's when I got like in contact with you in between that time. But
Yeah.
other than that, I was just listening to videos. Listen to other survivors and how
Right.
they dealt with it and how they got away, and because it's still all surreal right today.
Yes. Yeah. Me myself too, like I binge watch a lot of videos as well. I reached out to I think it was like coaches and other people that just came online and they shared their story, and that was very helpful for me. So I definitely get it. Now what would you say were your coping mechanisms or strategies that helped you the most during that period of time or even now?
Um, well, I learned to meditate and exercise, and um, I be taking spiritual baths now.
Okay.
Trying to go off bad energy and bad vibes, and um, well, I don't binge watch on the videos as much as I used to, but now I got to get
Mhm.
out the tarot. I actually started it, like I said, on my birthday, which my birthday is coming up, so there will be a year. So I feel like I'm gonna
Yay!
let it go then, or whatever, you
Yes,
know. Because,
yes,
like you said, I got enough clarity around things or whatever. Even though I really want, trying to dig in even deeper or whatever, but it just really taught me a lot of things that I really didn't know,
definitely.
about myself, and
Yeah,
and
and
the word of God is how I cope. That's how I have coped through this whole thing. I wouldn't have made it without God.
oh yes, and I'm with you on that 100%. For me personally, I feel like the everything that I went through, like with my aunt and the two narcs that I dealt with, the borderline, like I feel like they actually pushed me closer to God. Like, because before I wasn't as close as I am to God now, but
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I was like, oh wow, like God, they pushed me to like want to have a relationship with God, and that really has helped my life for the better,
Yeah, it
So yeah,
seems to do that with a lot of people, but I was
yeah,
already in the word, but it did make me get deeper in it,
yeah,
more better relationship with him, because
right,
we could say we know him, but do you have a real relationship with him?
yes, yes, absolutely, I love that. And what would you say your support system looks like right now?
Well, my support system is have been the soul tribe, so
Oh,
and and I had it was a young lady. I was in the Stephen's ministry at my church here at Brown Baptist. It's a ministry for people going through grief and divorce and stuff like that. And she walked and talked with me for like a year, during COVID and all that. So
hmm,
she gave me a lot of inspirational words and prayed with me and prayed for me. So she helped me out a lot. And my cousin, she let me live with her when I first had to move out or whatever. So she supported me in that way. But other than that, it's listening to the word and listening to the soul tribe.
yes, I definitely understand that. And same here. Like for me, I definitely had like some friends that I could, really rely on. Thank God. Because my aunt I couldn't rely on her and the narc. They were like two of the most people that were I was close with during that period of time in my life back in 2014. And so I just, yeah, I had like maybe like a handful of friends, and but mainly my support system was God, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
again, that definitely it helped. It really did, because I felt
And
almost a sense of like peace, because I was like, oh, I don't really need other people on the outside in order for me to be happy or in order for me to feel like fulfilled, you know. So I was
mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay.
And
That
so,
was like a freeing feeling, you know.
mm-hmm. Yes, it was.
Yes, indeed. And so, what would you say, Melisa, would be your advice to those that are listening who's trying to find their way on this journey of dealing with narcissists and divorce and all that stuff?
Um, get some, get reach out and get some help. Don't just try to hold it all in to yourself. Just like I said, I got in the little Stephen's ministry. That was a big help for me. And actually, she said I taught her some things. After I
Hmm.
told her everything that I went through, she was like, I actually put a name to what she had been through years before, and she didn't, couldn't identify with it and really didn't know what she had been through. And just try to educate others too, because a lot of people don't know, because I was living like this for 25 and a half years.
Mm.
So, but then,
Wow.
I learned listening to that with the tarot, that I did have childhood issues. That's why I stayed so long, because I was dealing with issues which were abandonment issues and rejections issues from my
Mm.
parents. That's
Gotcha.
why I told you earlier, my grandmother raised me. So
Right, right. Yeah, man. And how long did you say you were with the narcissist again? How long was y'all married for?
we was just married for 2 years, but we were together for 25 and a half years.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. That
And
is a long
then,
time.
yeah, especially for somebody to wait for somebody to marry you. And then, how about as soon as our divorce was over, 3 months later, he's already married to the new supply.
What? Oh my God. And how did that make you feel when you seen that?
Terrible. Shoot, I still have to deal with the fact that he didn't move on and bought a home and doing all the things that he didn't do with me all those years. But, that's
Mm.
like,
Wow. I'm really sorry to hear
that's
that.
why I wanted to tell my story.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it's much needed for sure. And I guess this is kind of going to what I'm going to ask now is like, how do you feel speaking about your struggles now, or how do you feel speaking about your story?
It's like how you say it's freeing, because the enemy can't hold anything over my head.
Yeah. Wow. I love that a lot. And I know you have a book out. So that's amazing. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about that and why you decided to write your book?
Yes, my book is called The Transaction Invasion of the Soul Snatchers. It's
Okay.
on Amazon, ebook, and paper book. It's my story because my ex is actually, he's an author, and how everything got started with him and his now wife is he was writing a book for her about her life story,
Mm.
and I just decided to write my story
Hmm. Wow.
because I know it probably seemed like something is wrong with me, that here I am trying to still heal from being with somebody after all those years, but they're able to go on and get remarried and do, like not miss a beat, like nothing ever happened.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, I know that's is tough to deal with. Like I know that's a lot of like trauma and you're like shocked, confused, and feeling like,
And
what
that's
did I
why,
not do
and
this?
that's why I
Yeah.
say, for us, the support system. That's why nobody really couldn't support me, that really hadn't been through what I've been through.
Mm.
People don't know how to support things like that, and they think you crazy. Be like, why did you stay that long, or why did you
Right.
do this, and why you do this, and why you do that, and
Yeah.
still no solution, just more questions.
Yeah. I know I had that happen to me a lot. Like the narc that I dated, they was like, oh, well, he's moved on to the new supply, moved in, and they're about to start a family. They're like, why can't you move on? And I'm like, it's not that easy.
Exactly.
And even the borderline that I dated, he was so crazy. But like he started parading her around. And I remember this. I was talking to this girl, she's a model, whatever, but it was like nothing serious. But like I remember talking to this girl and I was telling her about the borderline, and she was like, Joy, she was like, he's obviously moved on. Why can't you just move on too? And I'm like telling her the same thing, like, it's not that easy for me to do that. Like,
Exactly.
I'm actually human. He's not really behaving like a human because he's
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
existing and falling in love with this person he's not even in love with, you know?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, that's definitely a struggle. And I understand like where you're coming from, you know, having that feeling.
And I just wanted to write my book and let everybody know about my experience about,
Yes.
not only did he just leave like this, but what's behind all of it.
Right.
And then as I just was looking at it, I think he done met his match. So.
Mm. Man, now I kind of wanted to kind of go on the lighter side, I guess. But like, how are you dating right now? Are you like talking to anybody? Or are you just kind of like focusing on yourself, your business, or
No, I'm just
you
focusing on
dating?
myself. I've been celibate going on 19 months or whatever,
Okay.
but I've been too busy trying to get my mind right and
Right,
process everything. And, I'm not trying to be no damaged goods to nobody and play
right.
with around with nobody. And I'm
Yes.
not the type to feel like you get with somebody to get over somebody else. That's
Right.
a bunch of
Yes.
bull crap. Because
Right.
even though he over there pretending to be so happy or whatever, I bet she's still thinking about me. So that's
Yes.
still not healed, So I don't got time to play games like that. But now I do feel like I'm healed and I am ready to date.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's definitely good to hear because you know how some people are like, oh, and there's nothing wrong with it because I used to be like that too, but they're like, oh, after they deal with the traumatic experience, they're like, oh, I'm not dating anybody, I'm gonna be alone forever. And I mean, that's cool.
No. That is not what God intended.
No. But it makes sense though. I get where they're coming from, you know, I do. But I don't know, me
Yeah,
personally,
but they still
yeah.
speaking from a hurt place
Yes.
because they can't be healed if you want to live by yourself. No one want to be alone.
No.
Even the narcissists don't want to be alone. So
Exactly. Now, has your ex narc, has he like reached out to you, like try to hoover you or anything like that recently?
no. I be getting strange phone calls and texts from emails, but nothing that I could just trace back, and nothing that I'm trying to investigate it and trace back anyway. But it was just ironic, that was going on. It
Mm,
just recently stopped, really.
wow, that's so crazy. Well, I definitely like enjoyed our time and our discussion, and I do feel like this could help many of those that
Hey,
are going through this and maybe even still going through this constantly or
yeah, check out my book, you guys.
yes.
Holding it upside down.
Yes, and I was
Check
gonna
out
say
my book on Amazon, you guys.
yes, I was gonna
Mhm.
say because you guys, so we follow each other on Facebook, and I have been seeing
It's pros.
constant, yes,
Mhm.
pictures of people buying her book. So definitely check out her book, you guys. Where can we find you on social media, Melisa? Can you hear me?
I hear you now. You had
Okay.
froze for a
Oh
minute.
no, yeah, I was gonna say, where can we find you on social media?
Um, my page is Melisa Swearengen Harris, I think. Look, don't even know my own name.
It's okay.
And
It's okay.
then I'm Melisa Mobile's Notary on there,
Okay.
and Envy Strands Boutique as well. And
Okay.
you can
Now,
find
is
my
this
book on Amazon.
your book? Okay, and we'll link that below so that way they can get that your book and then follow you on social media. And then last thing, if you were to meet your younger self, what would you say to them?
Your phone breaking up, Joy.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, we having some technical difficulties, y'all. One second.
Can't
Can you
hear
hear
you,
me?
Joy.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I didn't hear you, Joy.
Okay, can you
It
hear
froze.
me? Sorry. Okay, what
It's
about now?
frozen again.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. All right. What about now? Okay.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Okay, hold on a second. Can you hear me now? All right, what about now?
I can't hear you, Joy.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me? I'm chatting you. Okay, I can hear you.
No.
You can't? Oh. Okay, hold on a second. So, let me see. If you were to meet